Well, in a story that you'll see only on 2, he spent over 33 years serving our country, has operated at the highest level of our intelligence community, faced some of the biggest trials personally and professionally, and is considered by some a controversial figure. In an interview you will see only on 2 Works For You, our PHILLIPS sits down with General Michael Flynn during his visit to Tulsa this week to talk about his time at the White House, what it was like serving under President Trump, that famous pardon, and what his future now holds.
General Michael Flynn is no stranger to scrutiny. He served as the National Security Advisor to President Trump before resigning for misleading Vice President Pence about his work with a Russian ambassador. Following an intense investigation, him pleading guilty to lying to the FBI, and then the Justice Department dismissing the case against him. On November 25th, 2020, he was issued a presidential pardon by President Trump.
General Flynn, you feel you betrayed your country!
After everything that he has been through, you would think that General Michael Flynn would be bitter, but he's not. He says he's proud of his time serving his country in the White House.
For me, that was a very exciting time of my life. I could look back on it and be scornful or vindictive. I look at it as an experience, and I think as a time that the country saw something and experienced something that was unprecedented, never happened before in our country.
General Flynn says he never expected to get back into government.
As a person who served, nearly 34 years in the Army and 5 of those years in combat, going back into government was not something that I thought I was going to do. I didn't really care for politics. I don't really care for politics today. But I do care for this country.
The next president
but then a man named Donald Trump came into his life.
It was August of 2015, President Trump now. At that time, he was just Mr. Trump. We connected and we hit it off really well because I think the 2 of us had the same theme in common, and that was what was best for America.
Thank you very much.
While Trump is both adored and scorned, Flynn says he is also very misunderstood.
I would introduce him at different events as the most imperfect guy you're ever going to vote for President of the United States. If you want your political person to be perfect, then you're in the wrong country.
Flynn was asked by Trump to serve as his national security advisor and was sworn in January 22nd, 2017. He later resigned after information came out that he misled Vice President Mike Pence about his work with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. I asked him what he believes went wrong during that time. He says he was used to try and take down President Trump.
Well, what went wrong was the illegal nature of the spying by the previous administration to the Trump administration. It's all fact. It's all out on the table now. It was one big effort to unseat a duly elected president.
During this time, Flynn tells me that his faith and his family were what got him through it all.
My family was really my strength, and we used the phrase "fight like a Flynn," right? So if you take on one of us, you take on all of us.
In May of 2020, the Justice Department dismissed the case against him.
My fellow Americans,
Then in November of 2020, he was issued a presidential pardon of innocence by President Trump. A pardon of innocence is a pardon based on innocence that exonerates a person of the crime and erases the conviction when there is evidence of actual innocence or a court has determined that the person is innocent. But it was a pardon that Flynn says he didn't want. Why didn't you want the pardon?
Because the whole case was dismissed in May of 2020, so 6 months prior, the case was dismissed because there was no predicate. It was based on a complete lie. All of the information surrounding it was false.
Even though his case was dismissed and he received a presidential pardon, Flynn still faces another obstacle. The Army is now reviewing his case, which could bring a financial penalty. But Flynn says he isn't concerned.
I think that's just a little bit of house cleaning.
Flynn says he and his wife are now planning on moving to Florida, where he plans on spending a lot of time with his grandchildren. For 2 Works For You, I'm SHARON PHILLIPS.
Flynn has also been accused of spreading some conspiracy theories related to the election, and he has been banned from Twitter.